What's going on, guys? Tails86 here with Weekly Review, and today it's time for a video game review. Something I haven't done in a long time, but there's been a lot of reasons why. So, it is time for us to go ahead and embark on a different journey this time. It's nothing Mario, it's nothing Zelda, not even Kirby. Today we're going to be checking out A Boy and His Blob on the Nintendo Wii. So guys, let's go ahead and take a look at this awesome style game that was made by Wayforward Technologies. So guys, welcome to A Boy and His Blob that was made by Wayforward Technologies and published by Majesco back in 2009 for the Nintendo Wii. This game was an exclusive only to the Nintendo Wii. It would not be brought to any other systems, so sadly no HD remakes of this were to be made. But then again, it didn't really need an HD remake. I mean, it looks good enough as is. Now, I mean, everything that you're seeing right here on the whole entire screen in just this treehouse portion that we're in is all hand-drawn in 2D style. So this is a 2D style platforming slash puzzle game. You're going to have 4 different areas to go through, including the forest area, the cave area, Blobolonia, and then the Emperor's Castle. So, let's go ahead and go into a stage real quick. And while we're waiting for the loading screen, we'll also go ahead and talk about the story. So basically, the story revolving around A Boy and His Blob is basically that you are a blob that has journeyed from Blobolonia to Earth in search of help to take out the Emperor. So, luck be have it, this boy will find that he is going on an amazing adventure with a blob that loves jelly beans. Now, can somebody say Sweet Tooth? Yeah, anyway. So basically, your object is to go through each stage by using a certain amount of jelly beans. The way to bring up this jelly bean menu is if you're using the Wii Remote Nunchuck, press on the Z button, and you'll basically bring up your jelly bean menu. You can circle through them by using the Nunchuck analog stick, and you can use different ones. Like, say, this one right here is one to make a hole. When you call the blob by pressing on C, you can go ahead and throw the jelly bean once it's selected with the B button. You can even move it around, you can move it however far you want. You toss it, and then when calling the blob again, he will eat it and then become whatever the object is that is displayed. So like say right here, if we had a chest, the only way for us to get down there is if we threw a jelly bean over there to get there. So now let's see, we have to go up here now. So let's go ahead and call our blob. Now if the blob is trapped in a certain area, you can actually free him. After calling him 3 times, you'll whistle to him. He'll turn into a balloon and basically fly to you until you go ahead and call him a 4th time and he'll deflate. So like say this one right here goes and shows us that we have to have a hole to get through. So let's call the blob, let's put down a jelly bean, and let's have him come get it. Alright. And now we should be able to fall through. Now be very careful when you're going into each area, because some areas will be filled with enemies. Unlike this one's pretty simple. Now, your boy cannot attack. He has no means of attack. He has no way to attack. The only creature, the only character that can attack in the whole entire game for your ally of forces is the blob. So, make sure that you watch everything that's going on around you. Look at the environments and make sure that you know, like, what can I use? What kind of jelly beans can I use for in this area? Like, say, right there, it's not always going to go ahead and fill you with tons of these signs all over the place. Now, again, I will say that this portion of the game does get a little repetitive, but trust me, it does start getting better as you go through the game. And you'll even find a certain amount of enemies that will attack you differently than other ones. And then when finishing a stage, when you reach the gold jelly bean, then that's pretty much it. You beat the stage. You'll go through a door that apparently the blob can turn into, and then that's the end of the stage. So now, let's go ahead and talk about a boss battle. Okay guys, so it's time for us to take on our first boss of this game. Now, this boss is all the bosses that you basically face are like huge, like goo portions of the enemies you've faced so far. Now, as you go through, you cannot attack these things. You cannot hurt them, except by being the blob. Again, remember, you cannot use the boy to attack these enemies. You have to use the blob and everything. Now, like, say we had to use a anvil to go ahead and take him out. This one he's going to do just that. Electrocute himself. Now, on this next portion, he is actually going to dive. We have to make sure that we hit that exact spot that he's going to dive in, and then if we do it right, this will happen. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it of him. Now, of course, the boss battles will get much harder than that. You have 3 boss battles, and then a final boss. So, 40 stages in total, and then an additional 40 when getting to the challenge maps, which I will talk about next. So guys, once you finish a level, you'll go ahead and see that you have these little markers right here on the side, or actually on the very bottom of where you're walking. Those are for treasure chests. As you go through the game, you'll need to go ahead and collect 3 treasure chests in every single stage. Once you do that, you'll unlock collectibles like these ones right here that you see. When you collect all 3 of a certain collectible, you'll be able to take on the challenge stages. So let's go ahead and go to a challenge stage real quick, and I'll basically show you what happens in each of these challenge stages. After you have the original 40 challenges, or excuse me, the original 40 levels, you get 40 more challenges to go ahead and take on. So like these ones right here, this one you don't have to use any jelly beans at all, and we have to find a way of getting across these guys without touching them. Seems pretty easy, but it really isn't, because your boy does have a couple problems. Number one, he cannot jump very high at all, so it makes it very hard when you're trying to hit really hard, tricky jumps, especially when these things are so big. Now, of course, right here, I'm just being daredevilish, so please don't copy off me. But basically, when you go through the stage, you'll basically hit a golden jelly bean again, just like normal, and then you will unlock either the finished product of a collectible, or you will also get what is the bonus content that is also included in this game, which is concept art. And some of the concept art in this game is pretty cool looking. Like, I'll go ahead and even show a couple of those real quick as soon as this screen loads. There we go. Now, as you go through every world, every single one of them have different concept arts. So basically, these are the concept art sections right here. So here we have one of the grass area, which I was just in, and it is gorgeous looking. It really is. Here's another one with the boy and his blob. And as I said, all these, again, are hand-drawn. They're all very well made. And then, again, you'll start finding all different types of ones. Like, here's some bunch of concept arts of different types of cool things with the boy. Like one where he's having to use him like a tightrope, and then another one just, he's hugging him. Then we have one of them singing, which is kind of cool. Then there's another one where he's feeding him a bunch of jelly beans, and then just all different types of ones. And then we have another one right over here, which is the concept art for the treehouse, where you have the challenges in the crow's nest and all these different types of things. Then we have the unlocked artifacts, which of course we just saw. And again, just a really beautiful game. Really, really and truly beautiful game. And the thing that's amazing about this game is literally right now in bargain bins for only $20. I've even seen online, like on Amazon, I've seen this game go for $5, $10. This game is way worth more than $5 or $10. Now, I do have a couple tiny complaints. Number one, your blob can easily get distracted by other jelly beans and other types of things, so you want to make sure to watch out for that. One other thing you might want to also be careful of is if your blob gets stuck, like say if we go ahead and go back up here, and if we leave him up here, like say I'll go ahead and show you a really cool trick.
Let's go!
He can't reach us, but once we go ahead and whistle, he'll basically come up. Now, you do have 2 other things that you can use with this. You can actually scold him by pressing on the down D-pad.
Calm down. No.
And basically you can make him stay there, and then he'll just be like, oh, he'll be like all mad and everything. Or you can go back to him, and then pressing on the up button, you can hug him. Which is a cute, that's very cute. That's very, very cute. So, guys, I mean, one of the only other things that I have against this game is the controls can act up a little bit, and there isn't really like a hint thing for some of the higher levels when you go through the much harder levels of the game. But I mean, that's really the only problems I really have with this game. I mean, I love the game. I think it's an amazing game, especially for the price. It's just sad though that Wayforward took all this time to be able to make such a beautifully hand-drawn game, and that it didn't hardly sell anything on the Wii. But I hope that you guys have enjoyed my review of it. A Boy in His Blob is, A Boy in His Blob, I don't know why I said blah 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 blah. A Boy in His Blob is getting an 8 out of 10 from me. Again, pick up the game. It's cheap now, and I mean, if you still have a Nintendo Wii, pick it up. Support Wayforward. They need some more support, and they just need a lot more love for a lot of their games. So guys, thank you again for watching, and this has been Tails86 with Weekly Review. Take care. Later.